Hey guys, welcome back for another how-to video. Today we are looking at how to install a carrier on a bicycle. I already purchased the carrier and this one's an aluminum carrier. It's called the Outerdo aluminum bike carrier and it's sold on Amazon by Kelvin Mall. So it's a very lightweight carrier. You can just lift it with a couple of fingers. That's all the weight there is to it. It's adjustable. There are some mounting rods that are included as well as the mounting brackets. So here are the mounting brackets. There's a sling, a reflector, and all the nuts and bolts that are needed for it. Alright, so let's get to the first step. Let's look at the bike. Alright guys, so this is the bike that I'm going to use in today's demo video for installing the bike carrier. So this is the rear portion of my bike and the bike carrier gets installed right under the bike saddle. That's where it's going to get mounted. So first up, you're going to have to raise the saddle a little bit so that there's enough space for the carrier to be mounted onto the rod of the saddle. So let's go ahead and do that. So in my case, I have the quick release kind of bike saddle lever. I'm just going to pull it open, raise it up a little bit and shut it back into place. So that's how easy it is to adjust the bike saddle if you have the quick release mechanism. If you don't have the quick release mechanism, just to use your regular tools that you use to adjust the bike height. Now adding the carrier does increase the height of the saddle by about a couple of inches, so you want to keep that in mind when you get the carrier. If you're not able to increase the height of the bike saddle and if you want it at your lowest, then you're going to have to look for a different kind of carrier that gets mounted onto the frame instead of the bike saddle rod. So first step, you're going to have to loosen up the screw. Just unscrew it and move it aside enough to be able to open up the mount. Put the mount around the rod of the bike saddle and shut it into place, and then flip the screw back to the other side and start screwing it in. Right, so it's very easy to mount it, only takes a couple of minutes, as you can see. And once you think you've got enough to shut it tight, you can stop screwing it in, but that's not the case for us as yet. So we're going to tighten it a bit more. Alright, there we go. This should be about perfect. It can still move around in place, and we're going to fix that by using the side mounting bracket and the mounting rods. So let's go ahead and look at those now. Alright, first up, for the next step, you're going to need one of the brackets and the mounting rod set and 3 sets of nuts, bolt and washers. And you're also going to need one of these tools. It's just a simple lever, but this is not included with the carrier kit. Everything else is included. So the mounting rod simply slides in to the length of the other rod, and you're going to tighten it into place, but you're going to do that as the next step, not right away, because you're going to have to judge the adjustment of the length and how long you want this rod to be. So it's adjustable using the screw. And that can let you decide the length as per the frame of your bike. And the bracket goes on the side using the 2 nut bolts in these holes. Alright, so let's go ahead and start attaching it onto the carrier and the bike. Alright, so first up, what you want to do is mount the bracket using the 2 nuts and bolts. And using the tool, you want to start screwing it in. Right. Once you have it started a little bit, we're also going to attach the nut from the other side. Screw in the nut from the back. Same for the other side. And then just screw the bolts tightly into place all the way in. So I have the mounting bracket tightly secured, and you're going to repeat the same steps for the other side. So let's go ahead and quickly attach. Alright, so as you can see, I now have the mounting bracket on both sides nicely secured. Next we want to go ahead and attach the mounting rod. So first up, you want to take some idea about what length you want to set it for it. So loosen the nut a bit so you can smoothly slide the rod around. Loosen this nut for that, and try to get an idea about how you want to attach it. So somewhere around there. So first step, loosen the screw from the lower end of the mounting rod. Alright. So I've taken the nut and bolt out. I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see how I'm attaching it. I'm gonna put the nut through the holes, put the bolt through the holes, and put the nut on the other side. And then once again, using the lever, I'm going to tighten it securely. Alright, so once you've roughly mounted the bracket onto the frame, you can adjust its location as per the best desired height that you want, so that the hole at the top perfectly lines up right here. So you want to adjust it so that it sits perfectly. I'm going to set it at about this level, leaving some space at the bottom. So I've decided this level. I'm going to put in the bolt and the nut at the top just to keep it in place. And there we go. Attach the nut at the back. And start tightening all the screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of these. Tighten them securely. Alright, so you want to secure 1, 2, 3, number 4, and 5, all these screws nice and tight, as I have done in my case, and then you simply repeat the steps for the other side. So let's go ahead and attach the rod, the mounting rod, on the other side as well. Alright, so once you've mounted the rods on both sides, there's just one thing pending to do, is to tighten the nuts at the bottom to secure the carrier in place. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll repeat the steps for all three. Alright, so there we go. The carrier is ready. As a last step, you can even mount the included reflector at the back. You just have to slide it into the slot that's been made for it, and you're good to go. You can attach any additional lights that you want at the back on this rod, or you can attach it around this one, so that's up to you. But that's pretty much that there is to attaching the carrier onto your bike. There's also a sling included that you can use to secure the luggage that you might be carrying on this carrier. Overall, a very lightweight carrier that is easy to assemble, but it does require maybe an hour if you're doing it by yourself. If you have someone to help you out, it might get done sooner. Make sure all the screws, nuts and bolts are attached tightly so that it stays firmly in place. That's pretty much it. I hope you found this video helpful. Your questions, comments and feedback are always welcome. Thank you for watching.